This is the Negro Ninja, and today I want to start this off with Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. Because every time we talk about hoes and why they are out of control, and how we should put our foots down to keep them out of control, you always got this fool telling you that's just female nature. Okay? That's just female nature. They act like they've been alive for 5,000 years. Nigga was just born in 5 minutes. Okay? Nigga was just born 5 minutes ago. Okay, and there have been dudes alive much longer than you that know how to keep these hoes in check. And they did not tolerate no type of outbursts from influencer females back then. You know, like back in the day during Esther's time, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. Okay, because you have to think about Esther. Esther was a woman that was opposite of all these hoes we complain about. Okay, she is the successor to a hoe that just couldn't make it. Okay, now the hoe that she succeeded would be the perfect hoe in today's time. Okay, particularly all these female influencers that teaches females that a man ain't nothing but an ATM or a lifestyle that she wants. Okay, and many successful or even celebrity females are considered queens. They even have official titles, the queen of this, queen of that. Okay, so naturally this parallels perfectly to this part of Esther, and I don't want to read it line by line because I cannot pronounce half these names. Okay, but this is First Esther, and it's talking about the king's banquets. Okay, he pretty much accomplished something so to where he had a banquet for like a few days, look like 7. What did it say? About 180 days. Okay, if I'm reading that correctly. All right. No, I'm sorry. My bad. He had a feast that was lasting for 7 days. My bad. So anyway, while that was happening, his queen was having a feast for the women in the palace that belonged to the king. All right. So you can see where this is going. She has a feast for the women and she's forgetting that she is just a queen, not the king. Okay. Because her actions pretty much show her thoughts. Because when the king told his eunuchs to summon her in order to show off her beauty, she refused. Okay, basically saying, can no man tell me nothing? Okay, once again, much like today. All right. So naturally, the king is very enraged and his anger burned within him. But the king is a wise man. And like all wise men, he has a wise counsel. So he didn't just listen to his anger, which probably would have been to hang this bitch. Okay, but he got the counsel. You know, you always want to get a counsel. Okay, that's Proverbs 101. Always surround yourself by wise individuals. And one of the wise men in the council said, not only against the king has queen done wrong, but also against all the officials and all the peoples who are in the provinces of the king. Okay, so these people are in line with your way of thinking if you're into these videos for real. Okay. Now, what the fools fail to understand is we are living in the final days. Okay, and we all know that if you want to destroy something, you get females to do it by enabling them to do stupid things and mate with stupid people. Stupid males. Okay, now being the wise men they are, they can see that coming from a mile away, and it was like, nah, we ain't having that. So continuing, the wise man said, for the queen's behavior will be made known to all women, causing them to look at their husbands with contempt, much like how chicks do today with men. They look at us like we did something to them when they make our lives harder. Okay, and you don't even have to be romantically involved with a chick for her to just make stuff difficult. That's how bad they are. So continuing, they look at us with contempt, since they will say, the king commanded the queen to be brought before him, and she did not come. This very day, the noble women of Persia and Media, who have heard of the queen's behavior, will be contempt and wrath in plenty. Okay, do they not seem angry these days? For no reason. And this is him talking again. If it please the king, let a royal order go out from him, and let it be written in the laws of the Persians and the Medes, so that it may not be repealed, that the queen is never meant to come before the king again. Okay, because they understand how a whole's mind works. And for more insight, and I was talking about this a while back about cop blocking and how that's more or less the same thing as what's going on with this queen's bad behavior and how she could potentially influence the women. Check out my video called Simps Hate, but chicks pretend to agree. Okay, so after the wise man told him, make a law so she won't come near you again, he says, and let the king give her royal position to another who is better than she. Okay, and in theory, that is a very simple solution to this day, but you got too many dudes that figure, well, if you don't want her, I want her. While if the shoe was on the other foot, that girl code stuff, they will all shun you despite the fact that you are a good pick. Even if you are scarce, even if you are an endangered species, she'll always go for the other chicks, despite how unproductive leaving you alone would be. While a dude cannot even leave alone one inferior chick in order to look at a superior chick. Okay, every nigga just want to turn. That's basically what it is. That's what's making things difficult for today. We got to have the king's mindset. I don't know how to say his name. Okay, we got to have the same mindset as his wise counsel. Okay, and this goes with all these other videos I was telling you about. You do not want people that's always trying to nudge you to approach these hoes. She ain't doing what you expect for her to do, so why would you want somebody in your ear? You need to go over there and talk to her. They're your enemies. We should always strive for the counsel. We should always strive to associate with people similar to this king's counsel. So let's continue what the wise man said. So when the decree made by the king is proclaimed throughout all his kingdom, for it is vast, all women will give honor to their husbands, high and low alike. Doesn't matter how much money you got or what type of job you got. They supposed to respect you. But you can't tell hoes that these days. With all these jokes they got about, if you ain't making this type of money, you better lower your voice. Saying there's a little DICK energy. If I got to pay the bills, you better lower your voice. Because once again, it should be you and your woman versus the world. If society or your community is oppressing you to where you cannot make money easily, and she happens to make more than you, she is supposed to act like you are anyway. for she's supposed to be on your side, not theirs. So continuing, this advice pleased the king and the princes, and the king did as he proposed. I can't say his name. He sent letters to all the royal provinces, to every province its own script, and to every people in its own language. Okay, let me pause this for a second. Okay, because a simple action like that in today's society will resonate with all languages, whether they understand what you just said or not. People can just look at a situation. Oh, he was mistreated by that chick. He just turned his nose up at her and kept it going. You know what? I need to do that too. Okay, so continuing. That every man must be the master in his own household and speak according to the language of his people. Oh, shoot, I'm reading more than I anticipated. Anyway, after these things, when the king's anger had been abated, he remembered the queen and what she had done and what had been decreed against her. Then the king's young man who attended him said, let beautiful young virgins be sought out for the king. And this is what you want around you. People that will flat out tell you that, just look for something better, man. Come on. Okay, nobody's nudging him in the wrong direction. You know what? You should approach her like this. Maybe she'll come to you. No, get rid of this bitch, for she is worthless. There are thousands, millions, billions of other women that is better than she. Okay, but I still cannot read this whole story because, this goes deeper than just him picking a woman. This is about Esther and how she rose up, how God rose her up, and etc. But this dude basically had a process for selecting a woman. He didn't just simply go for a woman that was beautiful, even though that had to be a requirement. But she couldn't just get by on her looks. No sane man is just going to let a woman get by on her looks, for a woman is supposed to serve a purpose. Okay, but make no mistake about it, he made sure they look good. Especially Esther, she sounded fine as a mud. Okay, they said she had a beautiful figure and was lovely to look at. That's all I need to hear. And you already know she looked better than that old defiant bitch. You know this. Okay, but I highly recommend y'all actually read this. Read Esther and just study his process of picking a superior woman over the inferior. He picked a woman over a hoe. Okay, women. He picked women over a hoe. All right. But Esther pretty much did what she was supposed to do. She behaved as a woman is supposed to in said situation, and she got chose. Now, one can argue with me and say, Negro Ninja, this is a king. We're just regular people. No. Did God not tell you that we are gods? Basically, we're made in his image. Okay, didn't Jesus say that? Okay, this has been said in Psalms 82:6. I said you are gods, and all of you are sons of the Most High. Nevertheless, you will die like men and fall like one of the princes. Okay, that's put it into perspective right there. I'm trying to find the one that Jesus told those people when they was trying to crucify him, but I can't find it, so I got to move forward. All right, in another scripture that backs up just how much power man has. 1 Corinthians 6:3. Do you not know that we will judge angels? How much more matters of this life? All right, and you can read 1 Corinthians 6 by yourself too to read the whole thing. Okay, we got a lot of power despite the fact that everything seems to be going on stupid around us. And just because every other man wants to be stupid, that does not mean you have to be stupid. Okay? You should have a peace of mind, which means you can make your own decisions when it comes to these hoes on what you will or will not tolerate. Okay? Your screening process is your screening process. Your process of choosing is your process of choosing. All right. And that's why you don't really have to discuss what you do, because is that nigga trying to help you get a chick? I don't think so. He know you want a chick. He just gonna go over there and cop block anyway. So why tell anybody? Okay, these people ain't your friends because they are fools. And like Proverbs 1:7 said, fools despise wisdom and instruction. And that's all I got to say for this rant. And this has been the Negro Ninja, bringing you your Negro message for today. Negro out.